Hey guys, Jaws of Shark Reviews here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Generation 1 Perceptor, the retro version, I should say. So, yeah, now before we take a look at Perceptor himself, let's take a look at his packaging. So, here it is. And yeah, so this is my first review of these G1 retro reissues. Now, these aren't to be confused with the ones they did a couple years back, or like 5-6 years ago, the Transformers G1 vintage figures. Now, those vintage ones were basically, they're kind of like updated versions of the original ones. Oh, so basically, it's kind of new recreations of those old G1 figures. You know, they still have the stickers, they still have the same decos. They're just, you know, reissued just for the late 2010s. But what the retro figures is that they just take those figures, but instead of giving stickers and having the inaccurate decos to the cartoon, they just reverse that, and you don't have to apply stickers. Hooray! And they also have cartoon accurate decos, so I do like that. But anyways, let's stop blabbering on and finish up the packaging here. So you can see this is the Transformers movie, and there's artwork of him right there. This is actually the same artwork as what they used on the SSA 6 Perceptor, so I kind of find that funny. And because of that, he's smiling at you. But yeah, and he's got his hand out for you, so he's going to grab you. But anyways, and yeah, he's an Autobot scientist. Y'all should know that, unless you've been living under a rock. And yeah, then we got Hasbro. I'm glad that they have the old logo right there, and plastic-free packaging, except for tape and glue, apparently. Oh yeah, and wrap here. They still pull off what they did with the original G1 boxes, and have all the stuffs right there. Back when it was a lot easier to transform. But I will say it's a nice challenge to transform them with more complicated stuffs, and you get, yeah, you get some side product shots right here, and yeah. Yeah, of course, yeah, even though this looks completely different from the original G1 packaging styles, it's still kind of shaped like it. I mean, you know, again, they still took cues from the old ones, again, with the photos up here. But yeah, it doesn't have, like, the grids or anything like that. It's 86 movie brand stuff. And inside here you get another shot of Autobot City being blown apart. And yeah. On the back, you just get some more images of Perceptor. And oh, by the way, these silver dials, they're a lie. They are not painted on this figure, unfortunately. So that's a bit of a bummer. But yeah, and of course, you do get a little bio right here, which is actually not about Perceptor. His actual bio is right down here, just like with the original figures. So there's that. You can take a screenshot if you want. And then there's this right here too, so that's nice. So you can see his strength, intelligence, speed, and action, I guess. I don't know. There's the random bolt being fired. You got all this right down here. I'm glad that they have like the kind of like dotted lines right here around the Transformers Authentic logo, which is just like with the bot points that they had in the original figures. And then there's this on the bottom. Not really a whole lot. And that's pretty much it for the packaging. So kind of cool, because there's never really an 86 movie toy line. They just kind of took the characters from that movie and just released it into the main G1 toy line. So this kind of gives the vibe that there now is an 86 official 86 movie toy line. So yeah, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. Here's Perceptor right here. Now, before you ask, oh, Jaws, he doesn't turn into a tank. Why does he look like some weird tank? And my response to that is, I have the same questions as you do, but no. So on the original figure, even though they don't have it like anywhere, not even on the instructions, like that, it doesn't show you how to transform him into the tank mode. On the original figure, he did have a tank mode, which again they didn't point out in this figure for obvious reasons. But on the old one, he was a triple changer. He could turn into a tank, just like the one you're seeing right here. And it was kind of random because as far as my knowledge goes, he never turned into a tank in G1. I think when I was researching about this guy a bit more, though, I think I did find an image of him, like, zoomed out far away, where you could see him, like, kind of in a tank mode, but aside from that, I don't think he really turned into one. That could have just been an animation error, because, you know, it's G1 after all. Yeah, so... in the years since then, Hasbro has incorporated the tank modes into different Perceptors, such as the Titan's Return one, and more recently the Studio Series 86 one. But yeah, so anyways, I'll just get an up close look here at the tank, and yeah, you can tell it's just him all full up like this. And I'll just say right here, the tank mode sucks. I mean, I don't get why they had to give him a tank mode. I mean, I guess in G1 it made sense, but I don't know why they keep giving him tank modes. I guess as a nice homage, but still. Yeah, here's Perceptor right here. And tank mode, as yeah, you can see the dials are not painted silver. Originally they were painted chrome, but for this figure it's regular gray plastic. Which is a bit of a bummer, but I can understand why. And I do love the line details that they add in, but we'll take a look at that later. Unfortunately, no paint back here, but yeah, you can tell it's a full-up robot right here. Visible head syndrome, boo, whatever. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the tank mode, as is. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the tank mode. Like, usually I do kind of dig, like, alternative things with Transformers. I do love triple changers, but for this, you could tell they were just kind of like, oh, hey, why not we just add and make him a triple changer or whatever, just for no reason. Which I'm sure, again, Hasbro regrets, because, I mean, they didn't include that in the instructions or the packaging for this guy. Then again, they added on the Studio Series 86 one, but still... So yeah, I guess whoever was marketing this did not like the tank mode. Can't blame them. But do I hate it? No, but I just do think it doesn't look that good. But why complain? Because, I mean, it wasn't even in the show to begin with. So yeah, probably for good reason. So yeah, let's just transform him into the mode we all want to see him in. And no, I will not do, or you know what, I'll just do one comparison right here. Here is with Optimus. There's that there. Yeah, this looks pretty stupid, especially compared to Prime. But yeah, and by the way, before all you very heavy G1 collectors complain, it's like, oh, that's not the original Prime. Yeah, I know, it's the 2019 Walmart reissue Prime. You know, the one without the trailer, and yeah, we had to pay $50. And since then, the economy's gotten worse, so we probably would pay $60 now in 2024. But yeah, now anyways, let's get right down to the transformation. The first transformation of two, because again, he is a triple changer for no reason. And yeah, so what we're going to do is just move around the legs here, and then push in this wheel section right there, and just do the same thing right here. Just want to swing that around, then swivel this around, push that in, and there you go. There's his microscope mode. It's pretty easy to transform this guy from, I mean, in all modes, it's pretty easy to transform him in, but especially from tank to microscope and vice versa. But yeah, there's that. Much better than the tank, because I mean, you know, it makes more sense for a scientist like Perceptor to have this, yeah, as opposed to a tank. I don't get how are these similar? Like, how do you get the idea of, oh yeah, let's just make this microscope in a tank? Like, especially because since they're making this the canon, his like viewing scope, it's like, what? Oh well. But yeah, let's get up close look right here. And yeah, very nice. Of course, you know, they still got the tank treads molded in. So yeah, not really much all new here. But yeah. What is cool though is there's some features. Of course, you can move this up and down however you like. What I do not like though is that the arm just can't really tab into this piece. It's like they're kind of indented so you could put them in there, but they don't actually tab in. Bit of a bummer, but anyways, back to features. So, well, firstly, you could actually remove these dials if you want to, but they're just meant to be here in general. I mean, why would you take them off? So, but anyways, now for his little viewing scope piece, you can actually take this dial right here. This dial does do something, and because of that, you can't remove it. But if you turn this, you can actually move that down, and I think that's pretty cool. So you can zoom in on whatever he's looking at. And what's also cool is that you can, well, you can't really see it. I'm just give kind of a nice little view right here. Now this is clear plastic. Unfortunately, you cannot look through this, even though the instructions say you can. You cannot. It's all blurry and stuff. I mean, you sort of can, but again, it's all blurry. It's we're seeing on here on camera is not different from what I'm seeing with my own eyes. So, yeah, kind of useless, but hey, nice little inclusion, I guess. So yeah, and this piece right here too is also removable for whatever reason. So we'll just put that back right there. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Oh, and then here's this angle right there. Not really much else to say aside from, you know, the features right there. So yeah, we'll just do a quick little size comparison right here, or two of them. Starting off, here's the Optimus Prime. That definitely does not scale well. I can, again, like, you know, I can understand why, because, you know, this is a normal size transformer that needs to turn into something. You know, it can't mass shift like he did on the show. But still, this definitely ain't accurate. But yeah, and why not? Here he is with G1 Huffer. Now this one isn't original, at least to my knowledge. I just bought him at some random collectibles store. He wasn't in his original packaging. He was just in some bag, some like little plastic bag, kind of like those lunch bags that they give out. So yeah, there's those together. That definitely does not scale. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the transformation. We'll not show off. I will not show off the accessories right now, because usually I do with a lot of my reviews, but because this is a G1 figure, or at least a modern interpretation of an old G1 figure, he doesn't have anywhere to store his accessories, so it's kind of pointless for me to show it off now. But yeah, so let's start off right here. Let's fix the lighting, it's a little too bright. So starting off, you just want to lift up this chest piece and just bring it up there, and then bring up the abdomen piece right there. Then next, you just want to bring around the legs, fold them out, and just do that. All right there, and there we go. And then after that, just swivel around the lower legs. So now the shins should be facing you. Then flip up the toes, and now we got the legs done. And so then after that, you just simply want to move out the arms and just close up that panel right there, and do the same thing right here. Move it around, and then you just want to move out the fists. Now there's a little slider right here that you can push right out, and yeah, you got one of his fists, and here's the other one, and oops, and then next you just want to keep that clip there. And yeah, last but not least, or actually not the last part, you just want to fold down the viewing scope, and then after that, there's like this little wheel piece right here, plastic wheel piece that will actually lift up his head. And there you go. That's pretty much it right there for the transformation. So yeah, there you guys have Perceptor in his robot mode. And yeah, I gotta say, I mean, I can't really say too much here, because I mean, it's a G1 mold, but honestly, I do really like what Hasbro did to G1 Perceptor, and you know, made it more cartoon color accurate. I think the whole idea is cool, but you know, it's just a shame that I don't really see much of these on the store shelves. I remember the only one I've seen is Starscream. I don't see him anymore, but when he first came out, that one was shelf warming. The only reason I didn't pick that one up is because I already have the reissue that they came out with in 2018. So I didn't really have a need to have two G1 Starscreams, but for Perceptor, I do not own the original one, and probably never will now, but I mean, maybe, only because of the coloring differences, but so yeah, that's why I do apologize for not comparing that one to this one, because this is my first G1 Perceptor figure, I guess. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, let's take a look right up here at the head sculpt. And yeah, on the original figure, they did have, they give him like yellow eyes or whatever. But now they gave him blue, which is closer to how he appeared in the G1 cartoon. But they didn't fix his mouth plate thing, which I mean, I don't mind. Because these seem to be a bit more budget, like they're not like remolding things, they're just more so just taking the old G1 molds and just coloring them to look more like how they did on the cartoon. But yeah, there's that mouth plate there. It is still inaccurate to the show. And yeah, I got nice silver paint right here for the chest, and just like with the dials, or unlike the dials, these were painted, but not chrome though. But originally, this also was chrome. And yeah, not really a lot of paint down here. It would have been nice if they had a bit more, because on the insides they actually did add some, you know, like kind of lining paint detail or whatever. I'm not sure what you call that. But I kind of dig that. I wish they carried out throughout the whole legs here, or throughout the figure really, because I think it looks pretty nice. And yeah, there's what the bottom looks like. Those are not heel spurs. That's where the wheels were. Just a reminder. This is what they're. There you go. that's that right there. Yeah, on the back, pretty clean. Actually, very clean. More so, actually, the arms stick out a bit more than the torso does. That's kind of funny. And yeah, very nice. So yeah, now anyways, for the articulation, the head does not swivel, unfortunately, or do anything except for go up and down. Yeah, this is the only head articulation you get. He does have shoulder movement. Yeah, aside from the head, he does actually have quite a bit of articulation for a G1 figure. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's still limited, but like I said before, for a G1 figure, it's quite impressive. But yeah, shoulder movement right here. It's kind of a bit of on the ratchet joint. I mean, not really ratchet joint, but it's like it only pops in 4 directions, unfortunately. It just goes, you know, down here, then forwards, then upwards, and then backwards, and then back down to the ground there. So, yeah. He does have elbow. Oop, I pushed the fist in. But he does have elbow movements. Let me just push the hand back out. His arms, you can kind of wiggle his shoulders a bit, but that's not really articulation. And the fists, there's no wrist swivels. Again, just like with the head, the only articulation here is just you can push it in and out. That's it. Nothing for the waist. The legs cannot kick forward or backward, but they can move outwards like that. And you can actually get a thigh swivel thanks to how his transformation is. Yeah, that's the thing with a lot of the G1 figures, is that a lot of their articulation depends on how they transform. But yeah, nowadays Hasbro's definitely fixed that. He does not have a knee bend, but he can move his knees outwards. So in other words, he broke his legs. Ouch. And his toes can move up and down. That's pretty much it. So still limited, but it's not that bad, honestly. Especially for a G1 figure, it's pretty good. So yeah, now anyways, for the accessories, he does come with 2 guns. He comes with one right here. This appears to be like a rifle. It's all red plastic. But, you know, there's that right there. This ain't focusing. Go ahead, focus. Yeah, there we go. So you can put that in this hand. I'll save this hand for the better of the 2 guns. And here that one is. As you can see here, this one is in black and red plastic. No paint though, but at least, you know, there's color differentiation. So, and if you notice, there's like a little trigger button right up here. And yes, it does launch missiles, and he actually does come with not 1, not 2, but 3 missiles right here, and they're all in red plastic. And you can just put this right in here, and there you go. Now it doesn't actually launch the missiles because there's actually no spring load gimmick in there, but it does actually kind of lock these into place, so at least it does have something useful. So that way, you know, if you're having like this, it won't fall out. But now if you push this, then it's a lot easier again. Actually, it won't fall even, or actually it kind of does. But either way, if you have it like this, it'll be a bit more secure. So you could put that into this hand right here, and there you go. I do like his accessories, because usually the G1 figures sometimes have decent amounts of accessories and sometimes they don't. That's something with the G1 toy line. I mean, like, it's just like the cartoon, it's pretty inconsistent. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, you can move his viewing scope thing to the other side, but actually, I'll have to push his head down, because in the cartoon it was right here on his left shoulder, but on this toy, you're supposed to have it on his right shoulder, but and you can set down there. It's just like a little bit slanted, but if you want some cartoon accuracy, there's that. But as this toy suggests, you're supposed to have it this way, but so I'll just leave it like that. But really, you could have it the other way if you want. So yeah. Now, anyways, after the robot mode size comparisons, here he is with Optimus Prime, and yeah, that scale definitely doesn't work because they're about the same height. Actually, I think Perceptor is slightly taller. So yeah, and obviously Prime, outside of the Titans and Combiners, was the largest of the Autobots in terms of height. So yeah, that definitely, or actually no, second, because Ultra Magnus was taller than Prime, but aside from Magnus, I think Prime's the tallest. So yeah, there's that. And again, just for another random comparison, here is with his fellow Autobot Huffer, just so you can see that. So yeah, there you guys have the robot mode size comparisons. And there you guys have my review for the Transformers Generation 1 Retro Perceptor. And yeah, it's pretty decent figure. I mean, for G1, you know, it's pretty decent for that. But having the G1 expectations off, basically, he's not a great figure. You know, because, well, first of all, the tank mode's pretty stupid. I mean, at least Hasbro's not acknowledging that as much anymore. I mean, especially with this figure. I mean, they kind of did by paying homage to it on the SSA6 one. But that doesn't really matter, really. I mean, you could just ignore the tank mode and just enjoy the figure as is. But that's not where the complaints end, because while he does still have a decent amount of articulation for a G1 figure, again, if you remove the expectations that he is a G1 figure, he still lacks articulation. I mean, you know, he can't move his legs back or forth, he can't swivel the head, the wrists, or, you know, yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and he also doesn't have a waist swivel, but putting the expectations for him being a G1 figure back on, he's got a pretty decent amount of articulation, probably close on par with Prime and also Soundwave. Yeah, and I do like his accessories, especially this one right here. Oh, it looks like the missile's about to fall out. I do like that, and I do love his microscope mode. I think it's pretty fun. I love how you can turn the dial right here and just move this out. I think that's nice. Again, as I say before, these pieces are removable, the other dial pieces. But yeah, aside from that, as you can tell, he's in a pretty standard position right here because I can't really pose him. But yeah, aside from all those little minor complaints, he's a pretty decent figure. Now, you may need to find this guy online because I never found him in stores, at least so far. But if you do see him, or if you just want to look for him in store, then Walmart's the way to go, because that's the only place you can find him in official retail. But yeah, overall pretty decent figure. Find him at Walmart or Walmart.com or some third-party seller on eBay or whatever. So yeah. So anyways, guys, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, share for more, and comment down below what you guys think of this figure. So anyways, guys, as always, till all are one.